In this problem, we will be looking at how to find the slope and the y-intercept of a given equation given on the right. So the given equation we're going to be looking at is y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 5. Before we get started, we need to know what slope-intercept form is and how to determine what slope and y-intercept are. For this scenario, we have y is equal to mx plus b is slope-intercept form, where m always represents the slope, and slope is always going to be considered rise over run. Whenever you start graphing, that is important to know. And b will always represent the y-intercept. B is always going to be a constant, so it'll be by itself with no attached variables, whereas slope will have the coefficient of x, so make sure you keep that in mind. In our given equation over here, we have the equation named as y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 5. Since negative 1/2 is with the x, or is a coefficient of the variable x, we will say that the slope is negative 1/2. You do need to make sure you keep that negative there because it is in front of the negative 1/2, and therefore it'll have a negative slope whenever we get to graphing later. For the next part, we have the y-intercept. And remember, the y-intercept is always by itself or a constant, and that's going to be the number 5. So your slope is negative 1/2, and your y-intercept is a positive 5.